Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, what I like to do is to create videos that I would have found helpful when I first got out looking for treasure. Today I have a 3-year-old helping out. He just asked a question, why scissors? Well, scissors because we're going to be looking at a jewelry bag. By this point in the series, you've probably seen a number of my videos on these. I grabbed these from the local thrift shop. It was half price day, so this one was $15, $7.50 is what we paid for this one. So without further ado, let's see if we can just... I'd like to preserve the Ziploc. Oh, buddy, you know there's pokies in there. You gotta be careful. What do you think, folks? Can we get through the tape without... Nope. We ruptured the bag. Sad. Okay. Man, I don't know about this one. Oh, look at that. Would you... Okay, these are like... I'm loving these jewelry bags. The last one only had a little bit of silver. But this one, look at this thing. That's a broken gold chain right there. In fact, I think it's a bunch of broken gold chains. Yeah, sure enough. Look at that. Are they gold fill? Are they actually 14? All right, I'm gonna look with my loupe real quick here. I'm gonna see what it says. It says, oh, it says gold fill. Okay. So the question is all of it one chain or are there 2 chains in there?
Daddy, look.
What'd you find there, bud?
Look. Dad.
Oh, yeah, you like those ones, don't you? Okay. So what I'm wondering is, oh yeah, I think it's one. All right. Well,
Daddy,
I thought we had some gold.
rainbow.
Oh, those rainbows, huh? You want to show the camera? We'll toss that into our gold fill. Oh, thank you, buddy, for helping people see what's going on. We may have to cut this video short here. We'll see. All right, so false alarm, got excited. Let's see what else is in here. Because I have found, like in a previous video, 14 karat gold ring.
Dad, I can't hear them.
What's that?
Can't hear them.
You can't hear who?
I can't hear the people.
Oh, buddy, wait. The reason you can't hear the people is because they haven't watched this video yet. We're recording it now, and then we'll put it on the computer.
Okay.
Yeah? You gonna help with that?
Yeah.
Huh. Look at that. Panther Martin.
What the heck?
Awesome. We will go out and catch some trout with that, buddy. Trout around here love those Panther Martins. This doesn't look like anything. Made in China. Sure is no shortage of stuff in this bag, huh? Now, normally I would dump it all out. But normally also I'd be trying to do this without a co-pilot.
Yeah.
And we'll see.
Daddy, look how much this is.
How much that is? You gotta... Oh my, did you calculate it?
Yeah, it's that much.
It's that much, okay.
But my...
Bigora! Okay, so this is... Wow, this is some serious earring situation going on here. Oh, is that silver, you think? What do we think here? 925. Yep, sure enough. So what do we have? We have a piece of yarn and some silver. So, we'll start off. You know what we'll use? The little thing that freaked me out and thought we got gold right off the bat. That's where our silver's going to go. Okay, buddy? Wow, there is some stuff in here. These little earrings will sometimes be gold. Usually not these days. I think this design started off as gold and then they got quickly copied. We'll set that one aside though and have a look at it later.
1, 2, 3, 4. Daddy, how many? What's that this together?
Oh, you want to count that together?
1,
okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Good counting, buddy.
What's that number?
What is that number?
Yeah.
That number is 0. So,
Daddy, you can help me.
For my regular watchers, and for you fellow treasure hunters out there, you know why I am digging through this bag, even though I have to lean over a
Daddy, what time this together?
3-year-old to do it.
2.
I got a whole bunch of these bags.
Daddy, what time this together?
Okay, well, let me finish my statement. I got a whole bunch of these bags, and I've been dying to get into them, especially after I found gold in some of them. And
2, 3, 4,
so I love these ones to death.
6,
But
7, 8.
they get in the way of digging through jewelry bags sometimes. So
Both 3. Daddy, I forgot both 3.
you forgot both 3s?
Yeah, both 3.
Both 3s. But I would say at the rate we're going through this bag, well, I don't know, maybe we'll get through it quickly.
That is 16.
Is that 16? I think that says 55, bud.
No, that is 43.
That is 43.
Yeah, 43.
Oh, wait, I gotta look at them, buddy. We can't just throw them into the other bin until we've checked to see if they're gold or silver, right?
Yeah, those.
Yeah, because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for treasure in precious metal form, huh?
That look. Wow, not that.
Yeah, like this.
A
This has a look of silver to it. Oh, yeah, this one's going to be silver.
Daddy, drop that pokey.
Okay, we're going to set that in our silver thing for right now, and we'll look at it again. Oh, I don't want to drop the pokey thing. But yeah, so buddy, you caught some silver. You're good luck, but we gotta have a look at it before we put it over into the checked bin. Oh, what is that? Oh, you gotta show the camera. Is that treasure?
Oh, then.
Okay, let's have a look. What do you think? I don't think so. Nope. Reacts to the magnet. What else is in here, bud? Oh, let's not drop stuff on the floor.
No, I am polite.
You're gonna put that right there?
Yeah. Oh, it's free. This one is free.
That one is 3?
Yeah, free.
Okay.
What is this one?
I don't know, buddy, but I think I might have to discontinue our current. As much as I want to find the treasure that lurks down here.
Oh, that one. This one is
weird.
1.
What is that? That's kind of cool. We'll put that in the kind of cool pile. As much. What is that? That's silver? Oh, it doesn't react. Oh, it does react to the magnet. Never mind.
Not treasure.
Not treasure.
Not treasure.
Not treasure. Okay. Yep.
What is this?
That's an earring pair. We're gonna put that over there. You gonna put it where it goes? Where's it go? Not treasure?
Yeah, not treasure.
It is not treasure.
So go looking for treasure.
Yep.
You love treasure, Daddy.
Do I love treasure?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Do we find treasure together sometimes?
Look how much I have.
That's a lot of treasure. But let's have a look through it.
Not treasure enough.
Oh, well, maybe. Put it down on the table here, buddy, and we'll look.
Look.
Okay.
How many?
What do you think?
Here,
See, stuff that... Oh, wait, there's a little bit of treasure in there. What's this? That's kind of neat. What else could be in here? Maybe that's treasure right here?
Daddy,
Nope.
try one of these.
Oh,
This
okay.
is treasure.
Is that treasure?
Look at this. Come take this.
Okay, and people ask sometimes, how do things get overlooked? I'm starting to think that
this is a present.
maybe sometimes things get
Hey,
overlooked.
this looks like a present.
Does that look like a present? Do you like that?
Yeah. That is treasure.
I have a notion that sometimes things get overlooked. Here's a little fraternal order of the Eagles. We're going to put it there. Oh, you're going to use the little loop, buddy. Things might get overlooked if you're trying to sort with a 3-year-old. I'm thinking that this is not the most efficient way to do this. So I'm going to ask he bids you farewell, and I'm going to walk away from this glorious bag of... Oh. Nope, nothing. This glorious bag of potential treasure. Schrodinger's treasure. Is there treasure in there? Is there gold in there? Is there...
That's not treasure. Okay, I'll put there.
Is it all just Ferris? Oh, buddy.
Treasure.
Yeah, okay, buddy, that's... Okay, thank you. Okay, can you say... what do you want to say to the people on the camera?
I just want to say go with God.
That's a go with God. That's a good one. And you want to say bye-bye for now?
Bye-bye.
All right, we'll be back. The 3-year-old is in bed and asleep. So where were we? I don't think we have the calculator, which is actually his phone, it would seem. Let's see if we can't get ourselves on the right page and find some treasure in here, right? Okay. I wanted to keep someplace safe, someplace out of grabby hands. Little dolphin. Nope. Okay. Let's see, what do we got going on here? It doesn't look right. See how kind of wavy looking it is? That's pretty typical of plate. All right. Bear with me for a second while I get my bearings. I think I'm going to have to grab a tub. There is just too much in this, and I don't think that it's going to work unless I have a tub. All right, we got a tub. Zoom out a little bit here. And dump. I like these ones that are just like super duper full of small things, because I tend to find more gold in the form of like little earring studs or little backs than anything else. If you've been watching this series and you've seen me pull out the gold watch or the diamond and sapphire gold ring, that's not... Don't expect that with jewelry bags. Those aren't typical things you pull out. Is that? Oh no, that might be silver. Here I am blathering about rings, and there's a kind of a nice. You know, normally these things aren't quite this nice. Think somebody used a silver chain for this one? I don't know. Suppose we can throw it into our little test pile. Oh, let me zoom out here. Well, that's a... Oh. Those are giant earrings. Wow. Some giant earrings. And then that's a very geometric costume necklace. Well, that's cool. Look at that. Looks like somebody made that. Huh. Does it work? Yeah. All right, we'll put that in our slightly better stuff pile. Oh, look at that. That doesn't react to the magnet. Why not? think it's plated, but yeah, it's just plated. But it's like plated copper or brass, so. But when the magnet doesn't say anything, that means double check. I wonder if that's, no. That's just beads for somebody. Yeah, it looks like we got quite a bit of brass stuff in here today. Oh, there's a tie bar. That's cool. I'm going to take that out. I think that should unscrew. Yeah, there it is. Oh, no. It unscrews and then disappears. We will, by the end of this video, find the other side of that tie bar. Because I'm annoyed at myself right now. More beads. More, nice lobster clasp. Little, hey, it doesn't react. What does it say? It says, the giving keys. Huh. Say 925? I don't think that it does. Hope. Yeah, I don't know. Normally, yeah, I think it's just costume. Because the links are reacting to the magnet. Seems like you would probably make those out of silver if the whole thing were silver. All right, we're going to put that in sort of a little nicer stuff pile because it looks like it's complete. Wow, we just have so much stuff. Oh, there's a little ring. It's like a little costume ring, maybe. You know, rings are funny because they're usually in something like this, the rings are nothing. But then you just got to check them, you know? Because sometimes BR... I don't know what to make of that. Huh. I don't think it's silver. Well, that stone sure got a little bit frosty in the... I don't know. It looks like it's supposed to be like that. Yeah, I don't know about this. It doesn't look right for silver, but it also... Let me just double check it with the loupe. It just says BR. Oh, I'm going to put that in the nicer stuff pile, and maybe maybe it'll turn out to be something. I don't think so, though. If it were like silver or gold, I feel like something that made that well would say it. You know, if they bothered to put that BR marking on there, if they'd actually made it out of gold, they would have put a, 14 karat or 10 karat mark on it, or silver would have said probably 925. Speaking of silver, is this little onk? Doesn't look like it. Wow, that is maybe one of the more annoying little necklace things going on. Huh. It's not just one, it's a bunch, huh? Okay, let's just... Let's just get these little red jobs out of here, shall we? Make sure we're not dragging along anything we care about. All right. Not sure what this is. It's nothing. Yep. Oh, that's kind of cool. Look at that. It's a little hanging basket of pearls. Put that in the nicer stuff. Not silver. Oh, wow, look at that. Need some cheap charms. Oh, these cost $7. Although, apparently no one bought them. Or someone did buy them and give them to the thrift shop. Oh, another tie bar. Reminding me we need to look for the little lost tie bar thing. That looks kind of silvery, doesn't it? Looks silver. It doesn't say it's silver. I'll set that aside into my little pile of looking for a mate earrings. What we got here? Lethbridge. Ah. It's up in Canada. It's definitely not going to be gold. Huh. That's got quite the silverish look to it. We'll set that in our I should test you pile. Where's the, oh, there's the I should test you pile. I may be getting slightly overwhelmed by the amount of jewelry coming out of these things. That's got quite the silver aspect to it. Oh, and you know what? Look at that. Why don't we just double check these right now? We'll see. Yeah, there we go. Sterling. So we know that's sterling. I think the whole thing is going to be sterling. One of the things is that both of them have the same backers, which is a good sign. Might not be marked though. Oh, I think it is. Yep, right there, 925. Is that 925 or does it say, yeah. Oh, it says sterling or STG on the top. STG is a sterling abbreviation. So that's kind of nice actually. I gotta say, we've gotten some fairly nice sterling earrings out of all this stuff. Let's make sure those are together. Nope. All right, let's... Ooh, these are cool. There's a little... This is a backer for an earring, but it's threaded. So that actually screws on. It's pretty cool. What does it say? Gold fill. A little bit of gold fill. Not going to say no to that. Toss that up in my gold fill box. How much gold exists in such a thing? Not much. But you know what? Any gold is gold. And gold fill possesses enough gold in it to actually be worth extracting. Gold plate is so thin. It's like microns thin. So, like, the amount of jewelry you need that was gold plated to be able to extract any reasonable amount of gold would be crazy. Be a huge, huge amount. My word. That is a lot of stuff. All right, let's kick this into high gear a little bit. Oh, wait a minute. Nope. All right, all that stuff can go. Yep. And what about you? Yep. Oh, that might be silver. Is this something? It says, too small for my camera is what it says. Let's see. It does in fact say 925 there. So, a little more silver. Oh, maybe I should zoom out. Oh, what's that? That's a cute little cameo. A little plastic job. Yeah, but we'll put it in our cooler stuff pile. Cameos are neat. All right, nothing there. Oh, man. So much stuff. And so much of it sticks to a magnet, doesn't it? Look at that. Yep, all magnetic. Oh. Spotted something. Is this the other one? Yeah. Cool. It's nice that there's pairs in here. That is very shiny. Must be stainless. Sure looks like stainless steel. Put that in the nicer stuff pile. Looks like a fairly comfortable little ring. Ooh, agate. Nice stuff pile. Wow. Gotta make sure you're not taking along hitchhikers with this, though. Always when you use this method, double check what you're hauling away there. Coors and a duck. Well, that's certainly a thing. It's a plated ring. Seahorse, kind of cool. It's got copper coming through right there. So you can tell that is a fake. Oh, this is kind of interesting. Little dib-dab of copper. I'll put these in like a nicer place, I think. Cute little bell. So after you've been doing this for a while too, one of the things that'll happen is you'll start to notice what is going to end up possibly being gold and what isn't. The magnet will help you a lot, but experience will also help you even more. Now, if you trust that experience, you might end up being someone who's putting gold into a jewelry box. So I always like the phrase trust but verify. And I like to verify things like the little earring backers. Obviously, they're so tiny they can be hard to ID frequently. If something isn't reacting to the magnet, I really like to double check it. What does this say? Pat. I'm going to put that in the nicer stuff bin. But yeah, I mean, after a while, you're like low quality. You can see the plating coming off. Even though these don't react to the magnet, you know, they're not of a quality to be gold or silver. That also, I should probably note when I say a quality, there's also like more rustic stuff is definitely an aesthetic. So don't dismiss something just because it looks rough. There's a difference between like a piece of jewelry which is intentionally rustic or intentionally, what would you say, naive, maybe, in terms of its design, that is still potentially made out of a precious metal. And also just potentially a really neat piece of jewelry. I always double check rings. Big reason I double check rings, and this one is nothing. You can see the copper coming through. The big reason I double check rings is that a lot of old rings are worn for so long in somebody's life that they will wear markings off. So this type of situation that we're digging through right here can result in you finding some of those old, like, wedding rings that somebody wore for 50 years and wore off all of the markings. quite the pile here. But it all seems to be sticking. So, in we go. Christmas tree. All right, I'm going to sort out some of these bigger things real quick here, just so they can get out of our hair. That's kind of cool. It's a button. So I know a lot of people are into beads. Do we have button folks out there too? Well, those might be bolos. I'm guessing we have button folks. Now, in my, whenever I find a button, it goes into my mom's button hoard. I'm sure no one has a family member with a button hoard out there. And I'm sure no one watching this has a button hoard. But the thing is, you never know when you're going to need a button. You know, you're making a sweater. And which button is right for the sweater? Well, if you have a hoard, you can pick. Jazz Kalispell. That's kind of interesting. Postal Service. Huh. All right. Some of this stuff is really cracking me up. Huh. Coventry. I wonder if the other one's in here somewhere. I'm curious if you've watched this far and you've been watching my stuff, you're probably realizing that I do have a certain sort of taste. You know, even though I'm not somebody who wears jewelry, there's stuff I clearly like. That does not look like silver, but it's men's jewelry, and I have a special bucket for that. I'm curious if my taste would be considered good, bad, not your taste. Let's double check this one. So this type of hook often indicates that it would be like a precious metal or gold, just because it's just a slightly nicer, thicker, beefier design. But then the rest of the construction of this is just very poor. So even though it's not reacting to the magnet, it doesn't have the gravity, it doesn't have quite the right shine. And the construction elements of it, when you look down here, like it's just not good. And all of these things combine to tell you, not gold. I think we found some silver, though. Look at that. That sure looks like silver. It's got right tone, right tarnish. I don't see any markings on it, though. We can test that one out. Throw that over there. Pretty sure that's a silver ring. Okay. Whole bunch of nothing. Man, we are definitely digging up a lot of little bits this box, but not a whole lot of silver. We've gotten a little bit of silver, but not as much as I would prefer. Of course, what I really want is gold. Little dribs and drabs of silver add up, and they're fun, and they might actually be like, you know, cool things. I'm going to set that one aside. I like it. But the truth is they really don't kind of add up to anything from a value standpoint. What does this say? It's not good. I don't really care what it says. Yeah, another agate. Oh. Oh. And this is why we dig. I'm thinking silver. You gonna find a marking in here? Man, I don't know. It's got a good shine to it, doesn't it? All right, let me see if I can find a marking on this. It's got a good feel. It's got a good shine. Just a moment. No markings at all. Man, I like this. It's kind of a little bit Art Nouveau, maybe? It's kind of got real... Huh. Oh, look there. I think it's been resized. Yes, it's been resized. Look at that. Now, this black tends to make me think that it's tarnish, but you know, I have seen pieces that look like this that are 10 karat gold. I think this one is silver. I think this is like some kind of old silver wedding band because it's really shining up real quick. But we'll go ahead and test it. Wow, I like this. All right, whole bag's worth it to me just for this. All right, we'll set that aside. We'll have a testing session at the end, but we'll double check it. We'll make sure it's not 10 karat, but I'm pretty sure it's going to come out as silver. There's another one of those weird dinosaur duck things. Did I set the... yeah, I did. You know what? I don't even know if it was in this particular bag, but those caught my eye because they're weird. They're really weird. I don't quite understand what's going on with those. But I wanted to save them. So those are together. This is going to go into the nicer stuff pile. We got nothing. Oh, I thought I set one of those aside. I did set one of those aside, didn't I? Somewhere over here, I think. Okie dokie. But yeah, so about the time there's another one of those pats. About the time you're really getting tired of digging around at the bottom of one of these things, that's when cool stuff really starts to emerge, like that ring. Which I think, again, is silver. There's an outside chance it'll be 10 karat. We'll find out here in a minute. Or you already know, because you zoomed ahead and you're not listening to me anymore. Which is fair. I mean, we're definitely down in the dregs here. Not that the dregs aren't where you end up with some of the cool little bits, but this video is probably getting fairly long at this point. I'm not sure how long the initial section with my son went. I was trying. He's so cute. Yet so disruptive. Well, folks, I think we are down to really not much. Pat! I don't know what those Pat things are. But I feel like somebody named Pat can put them all over their coat. And they might appreciate them being separated. Yeah, the rest of the stuff is definitely looking like it's all like everything's just getting picked up with the magnet. These jewelry bags and jewelry jars can just be so utterly random. It's delightful. Like, that seems to be a real thermometer. About accurate. That's cool. I had no idea anybody made a thermometer that tiny. If you get a couple of them, you could make a nice little set of earrings. Well, we are getting down to the stuff that doesn't get picked up by the magnet as well, huh? Or maybe I'm just moving around too fast. Probably just moving around too fast. Yep. Okay, folks, I feel like we're going to spread it all out here at this point. We're going to pick out any last targets, and then we'll make with the testing. Because all the stuff seems to be usually you end up with at least a few little studs or, gold backs or something. And in this case, we are not. So with that, I'm going to pause this And I will swap out to the testing rig. We'll do a little bit of testing and wrap this video up. As soon as I said that, I spotted one that says sterling. Right there. I don't know the camera's going to be able to pick up on it. Right there, sterling. Okay, now I'm really going to set up the testing rig. All right, here we go. I have been watching Sherry over at Blessed Baubles, and she uses Q-tips. So I actually remembered this time to use some, or to get some. All right, so I think this ring and this ring are silver. So we're just going to use some silver test acid on those. And I think this one is probably silver. So I've got kind of my silver test acid dot there. And then I thought, just in case we're like super duper lucky or something, let me try 10K. See what it does. Well, shucks darn. What does 10K acid do to silver anyways? I guess I've never asked that question. Because that's looking like it's getting pretty red. But then the 10K acid is not doing nothing. Let's see. Because that is holding very, very strong for 10 karat, isn't it? Let's try a dab of 14 karat. And right away it goes. Look at that. So the 10 karat acid seems to hold pretty good. We got enough room for one more 10 karat dot. Let's just do one more 10 karat dot. We'll see. Just one little dot there. See if it sticks. Yeah, it's going good. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to use Sherry's method. We're just going to flip that up and go, oh, yep, look, we got red. So, silver ring, as expected. Do this other side here. Oh, look at all that red. So, silver ring, silver ring. Not too bad. Now, that took a while, but that acid did start eating that. Let's see here. Silver. But I am going to pause for just a second here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to test it one more time in one spot. I think it's silver. Like I said, originally I thought it was silver, but it was holding up to that 10K test acid so well for so long. I just want to try it one more time. Got it over here. So that's 10 karat. That's what 10 karat does with this. And as you can see, I scratched it pretty dang good. Now, what does 14 karat do to it? We'll do it down on the bottom. I think in that last one, the 14 karat was mixing. 14 karat devours it. But 10 karat... Is 10 karat devouring it? Is it eating it? It may be. Yeah, it's eating it. So I think we got a silver ring. You know, we can almost verify that on an XRF. But the reason I thought it was a silver ring in the first place was because that's pretty classic silver tarnish on the inside. The reason I thought it could be 10 karat gold is just because it's it still has a remarkable amount of shine to it for being silver that's been floating around in that bin. So sometimes that ends up being like 10 karat white gold. But in this case, I think now with our follow-up test, we can see that this is in fact also a silver ring. It's interesting. No marks. Beautiful pattern, resized. So this is probably somebody's wedding band. Not sure, it's pretty small. Probably a woman's. I don't know. All right, so let's wipe this up real quick. Get it out of the way. We'll have a look at our overall loot. Okay, so I think we did pretty well with that particular jewelry jar. Didn't get any gold, but you know what? We got some real cool silver earrings. A little bit of individual earring action, and a bunch of rings, one backer. And then this, which I'm going to cut off the wool. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't cut that off. Maybe that has some purpose. In any case, another little chunk of silver. And I guess the question is, did we pay spot or less than spot? So this was a bag that, if I remember correctly, was $7.50. Where's my scale? Got it. I believe this lot was $7.50. So break even would be 7.5 grams of sterling. These I don't think you can weigh. This one we can put on there, but there's definitely going to be some weight with the stone and the wool. But we're at 11 grams. That brings us up to 20. Not quite 20, but roughly, just from a stacker perspective. If you're wondering how much silver we have in there, between 15 and 20 bucks. So doubled our money. Had we bought it at not half price day, had we bought this at full price day, we would have basically paid spot for a bunch of random silver, but we'd have this, which I think is worth it. I like this one a lot. That's one of the cooler silver rings I think I've found, and I'm real curious if anyone knows anything about it. But you can see it was definitely resized at one point. When it was resized, that's probably where a sterling mark was. But I would guess that was a wedding band. All right, well, that does it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And stay tuned. There are, let's see. 1, 2, 3 bags left. I don't know what's in these, and I gotta tell you, it is killing me not to open these up just for my own benefit. I mean, what could be down in here? Look, they're just, who knows what's in here? But I'm gonna do it on camera for you so that you can go out and find some treasure.
Like this, I've been Thomas.